Hi. Today what I'm going to do is show you how to use the Scruffy brush. I'm going to practice on the Scruffy brush a little bit. Excuse me. I have allergies and they're hitting me. So hopefully you kept your paper, your practice paper, and I have more practice sheets, but I'm going to use this one. You hopefully have some floating medium, although we're not going to use it today. I have Sap Green and Citrus Green, White, and I've added some Moon Yellow for this session because, as you can see, my practice sheet that we did last time has dark greens and the citrus green. So I needed something. Usually you'll have white, or if you're making Gerbera daisies, you'll have pinks or other colors out here. And then it's easier to put a darker green center in the center. But just to show you how we do it, I'm going to use the yellow, the Moon Yellow, and the white to pounce. Now, I have 3 brushes, and I have a 3/4 Scruffy, I have a 1/2 inch Scruffy, and I have the 1/4 Scruffy. Now, this is quite small, actually, so I'm going to go ahead and use this Scruffy to do my pouncing in here. But before we do that, I'm going to show you with the 1/2 inch Scruffy a little bit how we do it. With these Scruffies, you don't put water in them, but to get them started, you kind of want to pull the bristles apart a little bit, because we don't use these for making lines like this. We do what we call pounce. So this is a brand new one. I've kind of pounced it. And we don't use water, but I'm going to use white and yellow. So, as you see, there are 4 sides to it. There are 2 long sides, and then there are the 2 narrower sides. I want to make sure that I'm using the narrow sides to load. So I'm going to put white on this side and yellow on the other side. So I'm going to go in there and get about that much white on the one side, and then I'm just going to pounce it into my dry bristles. And then I'm going to come and get some yellow and do the same. And you can load these together like this until you feel like you have enough paint in your brush. Now, I could do this with that, and I will show you how later on this one. But when you pounce, you just go up and down, and you don't do a bunch at one time or you'll get it all muddy like that. You just keep pouncing different little spots. Come get some more paint. Pounce it in. You can actually turn your brush so that you're either doing all yellow or all white. And you can go over it a little bit, but you don't want to just keep pouncing in the same space, or it'll just turn into a light yellow. And you can kind of see how nice and mottled that gets. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to show you on this one, if you're using a bigger Scruffy brush, you just go ahead and do it very gently. And then you come in with your white, and then you might want to kind of mush that together a little bit. See? Isn't that pretty? So this is basically just up and down, get more paint, up and down. And you can go on these sides. You can go on just one color side, or you can do both. Now I'm going to show you how to clean this before we do the little one and do our daisy. I'm fussy about my brushes. I have my water, And you don't really want to scrape on here, up and down and back and forth, but you do want to pounce. You clean it the same way you paint with it. I go up and down and up and down and up and down. And then I'll find a clean spot in here. And there we go, it's not as dark. And then you can come to your towel. Now see, I'm still getting a little yellow. So I'm going to pounce some more. And a lot of times I go and clean my brushes right away. I'm really a little bit anal, I guess. There we go, that's coming clean. So, and then it's kind of ready. You can fluff it out again if you need to. But you basically don't want to get a lot of paint up in your ferrule because it's really hard to get out of these pouncy brushes. Okay, let's put that aside and let's get our paper back from yesterday. And I'm going to use a little one. And the little one's not quite as fluffy as the bigger ones. You really have to work to get this pulled apart, and you can see I'm just pulling these apart like that. Okay, it's a little harder to load also, so I'm going to try and get just a little bit of that on one edge and a little bit of the white on the other, and then pounce. Do it again. There we go. And then I'm just going to go ahead. Now, I don't turn my brush in a circle while I'm pouncing. You'll want to keep one color, and usually it's your lighter color on the top and your darker color on the bottom. But I'm going to do it the opposite today. And I'm going to go around, and you can see how that has worked pretty nicely. I don't twist my brush. You can see I keep it the same. Now I'm going to come under here, and what that does is it leaves a little divot in the middle, and hopefully you can see that. Now that would be a sunflower. That would be a sunflower center, and there are all kind of things you can do with the pounce. There are flowers that we can pounce. I think I did it backwards. What is this, a hydrant? Not a hydrangea. I can't know. I don't remember what the name of that flower is. You can make moss. If you're doing a still life of a garden, you can make moss. And then you might want to come in here and get some greens. And I might want to do just some darker green as I go off the page. So there are different things that you can use the pounce for. It makes some very pretty centers for flowers. There's all kinds of centers that you can use this for. So today I'm going to practice on just using my pounce brush, doing different things. And I have 3 sizes. I've shown you. I have the small quarter, I have the medium half, and then I have the large 3/4. So they're all brand new. I have older ones that I've used, and I will still use them. It's just I wanted to show you some of the newer ones. Okay, I hope this is helpful. I hope you enjoy this. I really love these scruffy brushes. They're just super fun. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this, but practice, 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 practice. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again.